Hello, everyone. Welcome back to RK Football Talk as we discuss another week of action, especially after the Community Shield as well as the Premier League beginning this weekend as well. Obviously, everyone cannot wait. Like I've already told the partner that I am now busy for the foreseeable future.
That's
so,
it. Done busy for the next 8 months. Sorry.
Exactly. It's the way it is. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But before we get started, obviously we have Stu and David with us today.
All right.
Unfortunately, Kyle has suffered a injury. It's called negligence. He's out for 2 weeks, but he'll be sorely missed.
Yeah. Well, we've got our medical
Ish,
staff
yeah.
on there. We've got his medical staff on it, and we should be 2 weeks. He'll be back fully fit.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
season.
Well, I think what better place to start than Crystal Palace? Really, I mean, obviously a fantastic Sunday. And then a disappointing Monday. They've earlier today it's been confirmed that their appeal to go into the Europa League has now been rejected by the UEFA. What are your thoughts on that, lads?
To be honest, I've never really been too up on the legality over the whole thing or any of the kind of what's actually been going on behind the scenes. I think you guys are more informed than I am about that. But yeah, obviously a horrible decision for them. I mean, every cloud, I mean, they are still in a European competition, but I know obviously it's not the outcome that they would have wanted for sure.
Yeah. What about you, Stu?
Yeah, same as David. It's David. To be fair, it's a shocking decision. It's like, apparently the guy apparently that started this whole thing. I think he has majority skin like Leon. I think it was, if I remember correctly. And didn't he what I don't get is the rules are that you can't have controlling stakes or in two different clubs in the same competition. But didn't he sell his share in Palace? So that means
he did, but I think the deadline to do that had already gone. Basically there was a certain criteria and all this sort of stuff that had to be met. And because the deadline had passed when he sold his shares in the club, it was still seen as he owned the club in that financial year, if you will. I believe. But I totally agree. It is utter rubbish because if that's the case, then I'm pretty sure I could go through a lot of teams in European football and say, well, why are they?
They've never been pulled up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, the Red Bull clubs. I mean, as you said before, I think we brought it before, LifeSync and what's the other? Basically, they've any club. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, basically they've all played before, and obviously you've got the thing with City and with Genoa, was it?
Yeah.
They obviously they had the same problem, but then I mean, if you were being a bit cynical, you'd be sitting there saying, well, of course City get away with it because they're a bigger club, but Palace are the ones that don't. But I'm not accusing UEFA of anything, but it does look a bit shifty, doesn't it?
It is extremely shifty. I'm astounded that UEFA have managed to get away with it because it screams like the ones that have the most money get away with everything. It screams that 100%.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, it's one of the things where it does call for financial regulators are so important. I mean, we hear day on day, especially in season, you hear more about legal proceedings and court case dates than you do actual football. It's almost like a half and half. It's almost like you can't talk about a football issue sometimes without mentioning the legal goings on in the background as well. But I mean, which is all kind of annoying. But I mean, ultimately, it is a good thing to have financial regulators in the game to kind of stop things like this.
Of course,
as tedious as it can be to read sometimes, but yeah.
Exactly, and this is it. It shouldn't be getting involved in football in my eyes. It shouldn't be getting involved in the game, but there is understandably the reasons why, obviously.
Exactly.
PSR has
necessary.
But yeah, obviously there is the good news that it did come for Palace this week, and that obviously beating Liverpool in the Community Shield. I mean, obviously Stu's very upset about that.
Devastated. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't know what. Yeah, Jesus, it was an interesting game in the sense the first half were really good, and then for 25 minutes looked like okay, this seems like it'd be going to win this quite comfortably, and then it kind of in the second half it kind of one or two bad substitutions and it went on his head. But I mean it's a weird one because obviously we'd like to win it, but then we avoided the Community Shield curse. So maybe it's not so bad.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Did Salah miss a penalty? I didn't actually watch it, to be honest. But
that's the second time in like another piece.
Didn't he balloon it over? Jeez.
Yeah, that's the second time he's done it in a week. That's kind of worrying a little bit.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, I mean, as much as it
find a new Ford then.
Well, we're trying to, but Newcastle being a bit,
should have left.
I mean, we definitely after the performance of Van Dijk in that second half, like in that we definitely need to maybe get back at another defender. But ironically, the one we want was playing actually in the game. So
Mark Gahey,
and there was a video that's kind of funny in the tunnel where basically I think it was Arne Slot was shaking his hand, and then you got a picture of like was it Van Dijk doing that cheeky little like grin, going he's going to be signing for us soon, type thing. So
he only got a year left on his contract as well,
That's right. So basically, Palace have essentially gotten two bits of bad news with the court case result and also the fact that I think like 24 hours. I think the day after or today was it? I don't know. Where the owners came out and said we're going to sell Gahey for at least like 30 million because he's going to go on a free next year, so we won't make any. So
and there's rumours we've gone back into talks. Like all the groundworks are set earlier in the window, so now it's just what Liverpool were probably doing is they were like saying, well, we'll wait later on in the window, see if the price goes down, and then we'll go in. And that's exactly what happens. Don't be surprised by the end of the week. There's an announcement that we've signed.
Even sooner, I'd say. Perhaps you need the next 24 hours.
I'm still sticking with Arsenal winning the league. I'm still sticking with it.
Me too.
I'm still backing that.
You had Arsenal top of the league as well, right? In your predictions. Same here. Yeah, I agree.
I'm still devastated by the idea that you're making the mistake of putting Nottingham Forest and we're getting relegated. I mean, I made that mistake last year.
I did.
Backfired.
Yeah, well, not every season's the same, Not every season's the same. That's it.
Yeah,
this is true. This is true.
Learning my lessons from that one, so.
And they've lost some players. So, yeah.
Well, that's it. No, that's it. They have lost these players. So, but I mean, obviously, from Palace's perspective, yes, they've had these two bits of bad news come out. But I mean, they've won the FA Cup and the Community Shield this year. Like, I mean, Glasner, is it fair to say that he's probably one of their greatest managers in the Premier League era?
Oh yeah, bro.
He's got to be. He's got to be.
Yeah, I think you'd have to sort of naturally zoom out and say not even the Premier League, the fact that he won them the FA Cup means that he is now like one of the legendary managers. Like in the Premier League as well. I mean, obviously we've talked about it a lot, but that dip they had mid-season last season, they probably want to forget about. But yeah, just the fact that they won the FA Cup and Community Shield, which is basically it's in between, kind of competitive and friendly, isn't it? It's like right in the middle. Exactly. Yeah. But good for them, Hey, look, two trophies in a year.
For me, it's the way that Glasner, he seemed like he went to Frankfurt and he won the Europa League there. Now he's come over here and he's done it with Palace. Like he's definitely one of the managers that's going to be out there for if a big job does come up within the next, say, 3-4 years. I can see him.
It depends on this season now. I mean, there's no guarantee that. What was that?
If they're losing some of their best players, well, obviously, as we talk about,
they're going to keep Eze.
It's like because obviously, I think Arsenal still after him. I think I can't remember if they're still.
It's so quiet though in that department.
Yeah, I mean, I have to admit when it was like, I think he might stay just for another year. But then, could you say this is the time? Like you have to leave. If he doesn't leave, is it another Zaha situation where it's like he doesn't.
Oh God,
doesn't go now.
Yeah. Or he doesn't go now.
But no, to keep him. But again, it's like it depends on how if he's one of his managers when he loses his best players, can he like still get them going? That'd be the interesting thing then. But yeah, I mean, I think if another big job comes along, but the question is, what job do you think his kind of style would suit? That's the question. What?
I think that is Everton a step up?
From Palace?
If say a job that
you'd have to say so. Just with the size of the club and how popular they are.
Yeah, I think it's hard to say like right now because obviously all the big jobs, it's just, apart Man City, all of them are sort of young managers who you can see being there for a long period of time. And I don't think he's going to be the next Man City manager. I don't see that happening.
No. Depends. I mean, look, if they get Palace in the bloody top 5 this season, he could go anywhere.
Yeah,
City have
true.
another poor season, then the owners go, all right, Pep, see you later. We're getting Glasner in.
What happens with the court proceedings if they get relegated?
Oh
they need a
Jesus!
manager.
At this stage, when it's going to be Christmas is going to come and go, and we still won't know the result. Like it's like just.
I know
get it over with.
the whole thing. But yeah, like this is. But yeah, I think he's at about like I think he's a really good manager, and I think again it's like last season it kind of started really bad, then kind of like obviously ended great for him. But yeah, this season's a big one.
Yeah.
Like if he can keep them even consistently top half, or like maybe even possibly push for Europe in the league.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I think a big job will come up. Maybe win it. So it'd be great. But yeah, he's a good manager. Like I think the idea that he's got Palace to win the FA Cup, that's not mean
against City.
Yeah. And obviously the way in that second half he played against us, like they deserve to win that game. So yeah, he's I've got to think Palace should be a little bit worried if they keep doing so well that he might get poached.
Just have to see. I think they're definitely going to be a team to watch this year, but it's going to be a matter of can they keep hold of their other big players other than Mark Gahey. It is going to be that's going to see him be successful. Mateta is going to be a huge player for them next year. He's got to be hitting the numbers again.
Yeah,
for sure. No, you think just for them to have a half decent season in the league at least. So yeah.
I think that opening game this weekend on Sunday, Chelsea Palace is their opening. That could be a tasty little fixture. That could be good. Interesting to see.
We'll wipe the floor of them. We'll wipe the floor of them. Don't you worry about that.
You win 2 trophies, and all of a sudden he's like, was it all of a sudden like was it Chelsea are back and all the qualifying again?
Donald Trump supports us.
Another team who won a semi-meaningless trophy. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
It's a game. It's a game between 2 teams that won 2 trophies if you count the Community Shield. So it's going to be like massive. It's the game of the weekend, baby.
There you go. Yeah. But obviously, this is the first weekend of the Premier League season, the opening weekend, and what we're going to start doing is every week, Stu's come up with the idea that we predict 6 results from the Premier League weekend, and the result, not the score, isn't it? We said the score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you have to for Super 6 anyway. Yeah. You have to submit an actual.
Yeah, the Super 6 stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And that's what we're going to be basing it off, the Super 6. So if you wouldn't mind, Stu, then if you could tell us the fixtures we have got to choose from, and then I shall.
Okay. There's one I'm hoping he doesn't. There's one I'm hoping he doesn't say, but I know he will.
Okay, give me a second. I wasn't prepared. Okay, so we've got so I'm prepared now, so good. So obviously the fixtures from the Super 6 that's going to be this weekend is obviously Brighton versus Fulham, Sunderland versus West Ham, Tottenham versus Burnley, Wolves versus Man City, the big one of the weekend, Chelsea versus Paris. And obviously the big game, obviously Man United versus Arsenal.
Yeah.
Oh,
are we doing our scores now?
Yeah, we're gonna. So we'll go through them all, and obviously if there's any other fixtures we want to chat about, of course we will go through them. Of course.
I think there's 6 good ones. Yeah.
Brighton, Fulham, Sunderland, West Ham. What was the other 2?
Spurs, Burnley.
Burnley. Wolves, Man City.
Spurs,
Wolves, Man City,
Palace, Chelsea,
and then what was the Burnley one?
And Spurs, Burnley, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, Spurs, Burnley.
Tottenham, Burnley.
Then
cool.
Chelsea, Palace, United, Arsenal. Yeah.
Okay, right, brilliant. I have downloaded the Super 6 app, and I do the Super 6 every year, but for some reason my login's not working, so I will know what ones are on there after this weekend once I get it sorted tonight. But obviously we have got some other big games coming up. Obviously Friday night football is going to be the opening game. That is Liverpool versus Bournemouth, 2 teams who had reasonably good seasons last year. It's going to be a good game for Arne Slot to really put his stamp on the league early on, don't you think?
I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, especially when at home. I mean, obviously, when you got a situation, when your first game, obviously back, you want to have it at home. But I mean, I think it's one of those games. I mean, for me, it's more obviously because the Community Shield is kind of put damper on kind of like maybe we're not as invincible and perfect as everyone kind of thought because of all the money we spent, but still got some work to do. But I think we were quite a good record against Bournemouth last season. I think when we had them, we got like quite good, but don't think we lost them last year. So it's good. I think it's a good fixture because I was thinking when we start the season, every season we always get a promoted side. Because obviously I think I was like, not Leeds, because we always get Leeds when they go up at the first game of the season. So Bournemouth's a good one. But if I was going to predict it, I would put, I think, a 3-1 to Liverpool. I think it's a good one, maybe 2-1, 3-1.
So at least a 2 goal.
It's going to be, it is.
There's no. Sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
The thing I think that for Liverpool is that obviously after losing the Community Shield, it's now turned into a game of just for the fans to get right behind them. They need a really good result here just to make everyone think, right, oh no, it's just a blip, it's fine. It's a Community Shield. No one probably thinks it, but settle the nerves a little bit.
Yeah, there might even be. I mean, the plus side to playing in the Community Shield. Obviously, they lost it, I know, but I mean, the plus side is that's a bit. It's almost like a warm up. You could say like before the week, because they would have wanted to win that game. So it wasn't. You can't really compare it to just a kind of preseason friendly. It's the Community Shield. We all know what it is. But there's no chance of an upset, you reckon? I mean, I'm not saying I think it's going to be 2-0 Liverpool, but like 1-1 and then Bournemouth get a last minute winner. Like a cheeky 2-1.
I mean, they're counter-attacking because obviously we've had problems.
They're fast going forward, like they're good.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're quite chanced against this. I mean,
they've not even lost any of their big players. Really,
it is a tough. I think it will be a tough game. Always is, but again, it's just like I think it's like it's at Anfield, and obviously kind of how emotional it's going to get, obviously because of first game. Too with Jota and all that stuff, so it's going to get, and obviously because as you guys know, we do that thing on 20th minute and we applaud, and so I think there's going to be emotion. So I obviously we can always predict they kind of do. It's not saying it's going to be Liverpool just going to destroy them. Obviously they're quite a really good side, and I think they will cause us a lot of problems on that counter. But I just don't. Obviously, if I'm going, I mean, like, why would I go against my own team? I never understood why people do that. I mean, even if it's blind loyalty, sometimes when it makes no sense, and basically you probably know you're going to lose, still predict a team to win because it's just what you got to do. But
it's just who you are. It's just
you got a bit. But we should. I think we should win that. But again, wouldn't. But then it's going to be a tough game. But I mean, we should win that for, as I said before, 3-1. But
fair enough.
What do you think, Mike?
Okay,
score-wise?
I don't know. I'm going to go with Liverpool win. Yeah, I'd say 2-0 would be a safe result. I think Salah's going to score. He always seems to score on the opening weekend.
Just not a penalty.
So I know he'll be. I think he'll be back at it. So I reckon so. But
for 14 million in my fantasy team, he better bloody score.
I know. It's insane. Like.
I bet you he's gonna make him captain and everything. He's gonna do nothing. Clown.
Everyone made that mistake last year with Haaland, didn't they? They put him as captain, and obviously it didn't work out as well.
Yeah. Wasn't there a game? I don't think it was last season. It might have been the season before, where Liverpool trounced some team. It might have been Bournemouth actually. Where I think there was 8 separate goal scorers, and none of them were Salah.
Yes,
so
that was
so it was like it was one of those weeks where you put like a triple captain on someone because they were playing some awful team at home at Anfield. And it was like 8 or 9-0 or something. It might have been the 9-1, yeah. And clearly everyone made Salah captain, and he did nothing. I don't think he even got an assist. He just did nothing.
I know if they put 9 goals, at least they get 2. But I think
with 9 different goal scorers, not one of them was Salah.
I think he got an assist, and that was about it, if I remember rightly.
He might have gotten one,
Really? Like that's not what we want.
Yeah, but I'm throwing him in for this weekend, at least. Anyway, see how he does.
Yeah, the obviously, moving on to the Super 6 ones, though, obviously you've got Brighton versus Fulham for their opening game. Who is this a bigger game for, do you think? Obviously, early stage, it's opening weekend of the season. Both teams could have... They both seem like teams that could go either way, like in the table, they're not necessarily going to be right up there, sort of thing. So
Yeah,
what do we think?
it could potentially be like a battle for the, which of these managers is going to get sacked first. There could be that element of they both had decent seasons last season, but one of them could be cursed with the old, start the season poorly and then you spiral downward and the manager's gone by Christmas kind of thing. But I don't know who's in a bigger game for. I don't know. The home team on an opening weekend, it's always bigger for them and the fans and everything. So I suppose Brighton will want to win that game. I don't know what their record was against Fulham last season, but it can't have been too much of a divergence between the scores. I'll go for a 1-1 draw, to be honest. I think Fulham are really good as well. Yeah, 1-1. Yeah.
Just sit on the fence, why don't you?
Oh yeah, that's it.
It's a comfy fence.
What about you then, Stu? What are you saying?
Well, I think for me it's like obviously at first when I put prediction I did put like Brighton to win, but then when I look at I have all the fixtures obviously in the Super Six and in the weekend, I'm looking at that's the one I look at like. I don't see obviously Brighton have lost like one of their best players and obviously haven't seen anything to replace, so they're still a bit. I don't see them like winning it, but also Fulham haven't either. So it's got a draw. Which there's a before like winning over it. I put 2-1, but I might be bold and put like, but the Super Six doing draws is very bold. But basically like 1-1, same. I just think they're going to score, but I just don't see other side winning it. So it's got a draw for me.
It's doing a draw on the Super Six. The way I would describe it is that if you put 0-0, you're praying to God. That do you remember when you used to watch Gillette Soccer Saturday?
Yeah.
And then you go, and there's been a goal. Not at the stadium, not there. Like,
I've had some painful moments. Those big 10-fold accumulators, like waiting on a draw and then a last minute goal. Like, oh, kill me. But
but it's like, but then you go for 1-1 draw, and then you're sitting there thinking both teams have scored in the first half. There's going to be another goal. Like,
It's like when you put a score like was it when you put 2-0, but then it's like it's 2-1. It's like if I just put that one goal, on it, like, put two. It's like I always put I had that once, so I lost some points because it was like 2-1, and I put the two like I put 2-0. So every time I do a Super Six, the away side or home side is going to score because I'm going to put that just to make sure it doesn't happen again. You just need the 2 points, mate. It's a lot. It's an attrition game, isn't
it? So for me, I'm actually going to go for a Brighton win here. I think that it's an aging Fulham side for me. It's an aging Fulham side. I don't think it's going to be a great season for them. I don't think it's going to be a great season for Brighton neither, to be honest. But if I had to pick out the two, I think Brighton's going to start off the season on a high. I'm going to go with. Oh, do I go for a clean sheet? Who they got in goal? any good?
Right. I think I have him in my fantasy team. Forget his name.
I don't even know if they got a good defensive record.
Oh, it's Verbruggen is the Brighton keeper.
Yeah. I'm going to go with. I'm going to be boring. I'm going to go for a nice 1-0. Going to go for 1-0.
Always feels good to get those to predict those 1-0s. It feels like a snipe, when you get those 1-0. When you get those correct, it's like, oh yeah.
And then like you're praying for the rest of the game, like it's going to be like a 2-3 minute goal, and then you're there the rest of the game.
Exactly, yeah. It's like now the rest of this game is going to be a pain. Like it's just going to be torture. Yeah.
And you're just you're just as nervous as the people in the stadium were like a last minute, having a free kick or something. You like don't score it.
Just keep it in the middle of the pitch. Throw-ins, yes. Give me all the throw-ins.
Well, look at me. You was a Brighton fan. I'm not.
Yeah. I'm a draw fan or a 1-0
fan. So moving on, we've got Sunderland, West Ham next. Obviously, one team. I think all of us said they were going to get relegated. Am I right in thinking?
Yeah, I had them at 20.
Yeah.
Sunderland now, not West Ham.
Yeah, well, West Ham, I think, are going to really struggle. I did say that, and I still think they will. But do we think that the highest spending promoted team will actually start off on a high here, or do you think it's going to be a tale
Sunderland
of
at home, isn't it? It's Sunderland at home.
Yeah,
I can see a Sunderland win. I could see a bit of a mental match, to be honest. And I don't really have anything particularly concrete to back that up. But I'm thinking like a 3-2 Sunderland or something. Just a real wild game.
Game of the weekend.
Yeah, just a real curveball game. I didn't expect that.
It'd be nice to see a promoted side score more than one goal.
Yeah, and he's gone for 3.
Yeah, 3-2. Why not?
Is it because it's the Super 6 and you're thinking if I go 3-2, I'll protect myself?
It's really, I don't know. I'm just so excited for the season to start. I just want banger games all season long. I just can't wait. Even the potentially boring games, I just want all to be bangers. Like,
I don't know if you remember this. I think it was like the 2011-12 season when Man City won the league for the first time. I don't know why, but it sticks in my mind. That opening weekend was dreadful because every game just seemed to be a draw. And it was just like, what is this? Like,
it's the worst.
And so it can happen, whatever. But what about you, Stu?
I mean, obviously, I've gone a bit more conservative when it comes to how many goals. Not 3-2, but I do think Sunderland are going to win now. I think I don't know why. I think it's because obviously I think maybe I'm doing like going on the hype of a lot of people saying Sunderland have got like they bought well, a lot of good players, and also maybe it's just like no evidence for that. It just would be nice to see a team like that because I'm sure I can't remember the last time the promoted sides actually started off well. It's always like bad and it just gets worse. But at home, Stadium Light, obviously I've got. This is probably a bad idea for Super 6, but I don't really care. Was basically Sunderland 1-0. I think, and it's got
like a 1-0 as well.
It's got a set piece goal or something, like from the corner or like a crazy free kick. I don't know why, but it feels like
Xhaka free kick.
Well, West Ham have all the ball because that's how Potter plays, and then all of a sudden Sunderland would get one corner or one free kick, and it would just go and then they win it. It just has that feeling of that game.
I did not think of that until you said that. Then, David, I was sitting there thinking I knew my one, and then I could just imagine Xhaka lining up a free kick at the end of the game. I'm like, oh, here we go.
I want Sunderland to kind of be doing well this season because I don't know when Sunderland and Newcastle when their first game is, but maybe even like the second fixture next year. I want Sunderland to be doing well, even like possibly mid-table. So those games have much more at stake, kind of thing. Rather, if Sunderland are 10 points adrift and they go visit the St James Park, they're just going to get pumped.
It's just another derby you want back in the Premier League. It's
the same with Birmingham.
I mean, obviously Kyle would be like say no, stay in Championship, never get promoted again.
I'm actually going to go for a draw here. I'm going to sit on the fence with this one. I think West Ham are going to get the opening goal. I feel, and Sunderland will dominate the game overall. But I think that they'll get a well-deserved point at the end of it. I don't think they're going to win because I think if they win, then I think they're going to concede. I definitely think they're going to concede. And I can't see him scoring 2 goals. I definitely can't see him scoring 3, David.
Me neither, to be honest. The more I think about it, but it's locked in. It's locked in.
And then win 5-0. I bet this is.
Imagine this actually does end up being 3-2. I'd be a genius.
It's like
genius if you get the other ones right as well.
I'd be happy with this one alone. I don't care.
If you got this one right, it'd be like so. Have you got like an insider trading type thing? Like, have you got like an inside knowledge or something? Like, do you know what's going on?
Yeah, I've got someone on the inside feeding players money. Just get yourself sent off there in the 5th minute, would you? Yeah, exactly.
I'm going 1-0. I'm going to sit on the fence with
1-0.
Okay, cool.
Wolves versus Manchester City.
Wolves City. You're back. You're back.
Wolves
City.
Man City.
Well, that's the 5:30 game, isn't it, on the Saturday? I'm going to go for City win. For a second there, I had interesting thoughts there for a second. I thought, no chance. I'm going to go City 3-0. 3-0 City.
3-0 City.
Yeah, another 3-pointer.
Okay, fair enough. Stu, what we saying?
Well, I've got the same in the sense of how many goals Man City are going to score as David, but it feels like a game that's basically like Wolves will score early, and then all of a sudden they think everyone is going to be like, yeah, and then they're like first half everyone thinks, oh my god, City have bad start, and then all of a sudden second half they just destroy them. But
they
like,
wake up, yeah.
yeah, but yeah, I think 3-1 City. I just think, yeah, I think let's do good. I mean, let's do again. It's like even when was it Rodri? He's out for until like September, the end of September or something, wasn't it? So like he's just, so it's going to be interesting to see if they've solved that problem, because obviously we all know what happened last season. So like it'd be interesting to see if they've bought that would work. So are they still Van der Ball in the middle? It'd be interesting, but Wolves are quite good at exploiting that. I can see them exploiting that, but yeah, I mean, but they're probably City will probably win this 3-1. But yeah, I mean, if I was going to be really bold and just because it'd be funny to see, I would like to see Wolves win it, but I can't. No, I can't justify that in a prediction when that's more of a hope than it is a prediction I'll put out there.
I agree with you. It would be hilarious, but yeah, it's just not going to happen, is it? So
no, you just can't see it. No, I actually I do think the same. So we're all going to go with the same sort of result here. What scoreline did you say? Sorry, Stu. So you said 3-1.
3-1. He said
3-1. Yeah,
3-1. Yeah. I do think Rodri is a huge miss because, like, I know people say, "Oh, not one player, like wins you a game," but at the same time, when it's a world-class player, it's very hard to replace that sort of talent in the middle of the field. So he's going to be a miss, like he was last season. Whether when he comes back he'll be up to that standard still, we'll have to see. I do think that I do think Wolves will have a good season, but I think this is going to be an easy game for Man City. And I'll even go as far as to say, I believe Haaland has a record of scoring a brace on the opening day for the 3 seasons he's been in the City.
That's right. He started his season strong with City, hasn't he? I forgot about that.
Yeah. He scored a brace on his debut against West Ham. And then
maybe I should get him in my team.
No. I called it. Don't you take my advice.
I might just nick that.
It makes me feel confident and quite happy that I chose to put it in my team then, isn't it? Because obviously I'll be like getting all the points early on then.
Yeah. But yeah,
he could easily get like
He's going to. I think that it's going to be. Yeah, I'm going to go 3-0. Yeah, I'm going to go 3-0 as well. He'll get 2 goals, and Mamouche to get the 3rd. That's what I'm going to throw out there. I might even put a bet on that. I'm not promoting it. Like, but that's
just to clarify.
I think a brace. That's all I'm saying. He's going to get a brace on the opening
brace.
Yeah, Haaland brace, definitely. So yeah, okay. So we're all going 3 goals for City. Sorry, Wolves, but if you shock us all, thank you.
Yeah.
Great weekend.
Now we have got here Spurs versus Burnley. So what we saying here? Burnley win?
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah, Burnley win. Frank to get sacked by Christmas. Spurs get relegated. That's it. That's the dream. No, obviously, I think it's going to be. I think it'll be. It could be a very dull. I was going to say 1-0. No, do you know? I'll go 2. I'm going to go 2-1 Spurs. But really bad news for them, wasn't it? For Spurs, with Maddison obviously being ruled out for God, was it 9-10 months or something? With his ACL blown out. Yeah, that World Cup year as well. So he's pretty much ruled himself out of the England squad as well for next year, you'd have to say as well. So yeah. And obviously Son gone as well. But be interesting to see how they do this season, Spurs, actually. With Frank in the side as well. It'd be very, very interesting to see how they get on. But yeah, I'm going to say 2-1 to Spurs.
Okay, 2-1 Spurs. Stu?
Yeah, I think I'm kind of same. Not say I've got a Spurs win. Obviously, I'll put 2-0 because I don't see how Burnley's going to be a problem with scoring goals. So they might be tough to crack. It's like first hour or something, but I think Tottenham will get through it. So I think it's a 2-0. I don't see Burnley scoring a lot of goals this season. So unless something drastically changes that they're just going to become the Burnley of old and just get 1-0 wins every weekend. I think Spurs win this 2-0.
I think that this could be. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I actually think it could be I think it's going to be a much entertaining game. I think, like you say there, Burnley, I think are going to be a tough nut to crack. Definitely, I do agree with that. I think the signing of Dubravka between the sticks is a good signing for them. And I've been watching them closely, and I do think they're going to be good this year. I've said for them to stay up, and I'm standing by that so far. But yeah, I think this game, I think Spurs will win it. And I think the second half, they will absolutely crumble Burnley and then realise like it'll be a lot of welcome to the Premier League sort of game. And I'm going to go with 4-0 Tottenham.
Wow.
I'm going to go with.
Yeah.
I think that I think the players at Spurs, this is why I think Spurs will have a good season this year as well. The players at Spurs fit into Thomas Frank's system, I think. I think that this is going to be a game that we're going to see that style come to life. Not with highest degree, but it will be there and you'll be able to see it. So, yeah.
Yeah. No. And of course, coming off the high of the Europa League win as well. I mean, I know that doesn't count for much, obviously, now with the seasons. You know, that was last season. But
we've got that Super Cup game to look forward to against PSG.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's it, isn't it? Yeah. They can't win that. I'm sorry. I'm pumped. No.
Would that destroy the internet, football internet, if Spurs basically they beat PSG that nobody could beat, and it's Spurs that did it? Super League.
Well, we did it. Excuse me, we did it.
That's right.
Well, I mean, okay. I mean, you did win it, but yeah, I'll give you that. But,
you made it. Happy with that.
Okay. I'll give you that one.
But talk of the best team in the world. Chelsea, the world champions.
Oh my god!
I have to wear that badge for 4 years as well.
Yeah. I'll be using it when we're down in League 2. But so obviously the Chelsea are playing Crystal Palace at Stamford Bridge on the Sunday. What are we saying here, guys? I think it
Chelsea and Palace. Who's it?
Sorry?
No, it's Chelsea. I was asking who's at home. It's Chelsea.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to say Chelsea win, but maybe I don't know. Well, actually, no. I could see this being I could see this being like a 2-2 draw.
Oh, get out of
it. But it's hard to. No, I'm going to go with Chelsea. I'll go 2-1. Yeah, 2-1 Chelsea. God, I don't know why that seems tough.
2-1 Chelsea. Okay, Stu. Choose the right answer, please.
All right, so if I put that Palace to win, it's like that's it. I'm going to mysteriously be called off the call.
That's the wrong answer. You know it is.
No, I guess the same. I originally put 1-0, because obviously I think it'd be like one of those, would be like a crazy game. But then I think, I think I say David 2-1. I think, so obviously I think it's going to be a draw. But then Chelsea have shown they've got good quality at the moment to just win it. But
Palace,
Palace.
Sorry,
again. Yeah, sorry, I'm doing now. But yeah, I mean, and also would the stuff with the Palace, obviously that kind of stuff with the decision. I don't know if that would affect it, but obviously, would that affect them in the game? Probably not, but it might do. But yeah, I just think with the way Chelsea are really impressed. I think so. I think they want to get the ground running at home. So I think they'll win that 2-1. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's going to be a comfortable game, to be honest. For Chelsea, it's I think after winning the 2 trophies last season, which are big trophies, they are. I don't care what anyone says.
Hey, look, well, fair play. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that it's going to be a good start to the season for Chelsea. Start as we mean to go on. What I'm going to be interested by, unfortunately, I'm not going to be watching the game, which I'm gutted by. I'm intrigued to see if it's going to be Delap playing or João Pedro. I think João Pedro seems to be the preferred option at the moment.
Has Jackson been ousted, or is he still there? What's going on?
He wants to move. He wants to
Right.
leave
Okay.
now.
So he's just on the outs now. Okay. Right.
Yeah. He's. I think there what's happened is that because he turned around at one point and said that he wants to fight for his place. He doesn't want to leave Chelsea. Chelsea fans know he wants to stay at the club, but I think Maresca's turned around to him and said, you're not going to get a chance. You're not going to get a chance. And I think he's just turned around and gone, okay, then. And sort of gone. Because, I mean, I think in that situation, it's going to be Pedro Delap. If you went down, Pedro Delap, and I think they'll pay Pedro Neto down the middle before they put Jackson there. I honestly could see that happening.
Yeah, I mean, if he's already fallen out with them and he's already said he wants to leave, then that's that. Exactly. But who will he start first? I'd reckon he'd throw in Delap. I think he'd start Delap first. Throw him in there. I don't know what again, the friendly games are never anything really to go by, but apart from maybe how teams are possibly going to look in the season. But has he been starting? Who's been up front? I don't know if you've been watching any of the friendlies.
He's been the preferred option, Pedro. He's been the preferred option. I went for Delap originally in my fantasy team, but I'm now starting to think I'm not sure.
How much is he? Is he like 7 million? 7 million?
I think he's like 6 million. I don't think he's that much at all. But the thing is, it's a hard one. I don't want to drop him and then Pedro and then the lap starts and it's like, really? But obviously you take that risk no matter what you do. But I'm going to go with. I think we're going to concede. I do. I still think we're going to leak a goal in defence, but I'm going to go with 2-1 Chelsea. I am.
Copying me again.
All the same. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've all got to be the same somewhere, you know. And then the big game of the weekend. I'll be honest. Two teams I'm very excited about seeing this for the new season. Man United versus Arsenal. Obviously, Man United confirmed the signing of Benjamin Sesko earlier this week, and
£73 million.
It's I'll be honest, for a player,
oh my god,
he's going to be the pressure is on straight away for him to score. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's been like this before. It reminded me when Martial. People mentioned a price tag for a young player people might not have heard about before, or relatively obscure. It reminded when Martial came in for Monaco for I think it was like 50 million at the time for a relatively unknown player. That was an enormous fee. But then he comes up. I think it was one of the first games he played was against Liverpool, and when he scored the winner, just announced himself. So there's every chance. But I mean, that's right. Yeah. United supporter Martin Tyler. But yeah, I mean, United aside for a second, I mean, Arsenal are my picks for the title this season. So you mentioned about these two teams being the ones to watch, I guess, and I would agree with that, especially Arsenal, because I think they're in with the best shout for the title this season. So I'm really interested to see how Gyökeres gets on. He is in my fantasy team, and it's always unfortunate when you have those players playing against the team that you support. But I have thrown him in there.
9 million. He's
but I have him in. So really interested to see how he gets on him, and as well as that, I'm excited to see Zubimendi. He looks like he could be one of the if Arsenal win the league, he could definitely be one of the integral players in that team. So interesting to see. Yeah, I think this will be a great game. To be honest, I'm really looking forward to it. I always love those late afternoon Sunday games. I think it's the best. It's always the best fixture when it's a big two of the top six. I honestly don't know what the result is going to be, though. I'm going to sit in the fence, I guess. Should I sit in the fence? No, I'm going to go for United win.
Go against his own team.
No, I am going to go for United. Really, I mean, just as much as Arsenal, I'm really excited to see this new front three that we've assembled with Mbeumo, Cunha, and Sesko down the middle. I'm really interested to see how they get on. I'm hoping, especially Sesko, because I think he's the one that has the most pressure on him in that front line with such an enormous fee, and just a kind of dearth of really proper strikers for the last while, and for a huge, and what a first game to introduce yourself. So I'm really hoping. I'm going to say 2-1 United.
Oh, he's going to go with the 2-1. Okay.
Yes.
2.
Sesko brace.
Well, I'm going for a 2-1, but I'm going on the opposite end. I'm going for
the opposite.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's like I think Arsenal got. I mean, I don't know what the record is, but I'm sure they've got a pretty decent. Have they got a decent-ish record at Man United recently?
At Old Trafford. Not the best, I don't think. God, that's a good question. I can't remember any United Arsenal.
Yeah, might have to look that one up. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's more a situation of like, as when I was my prediction, probably going to regret that one I put in our prediction thing about Man United when the end of the season. But yeah, I mean, I'm more interested to see how Amorim's gonna like his style, like, because now obviously last season he can use it, like you said, okay, it wasn't my players, but now he's starting that front three is like that's his, so it'd be interesting to see how it works. But yeah, I think I just think Arsenal are going to hit the ground running this one. Obviously, they've said before they bought well. They've finally got an actual striker, so finally there are no excuses now. But he's looked good. Apparently, I think I saw him in a game in the preseason. I think against Bilbao, he looks really good. So I think Arsenal are going to win this. So I'm putting 2-1.
Okay, all right. I don't know. It's a hard one. I think
I love that kind of narrative, though. I like that kind of little side narrative of basically two debut strikers essentially going up against one another. Interesting. Be interesting to see.
I'll be honest. Like, I get that Gyökeres has done brilliantly out in Portugal, and that's why Arsenal have gone for him. And I do think he's going to do well, but it does make me laugh how the Premier League have put him up for 9 million. On the fantasy league, even though he scored all these goals in England in Coventry. But I'll rest my case there. But no, I do think it's going to be a game of. Put it this way: if one of these teams come out with a clean sheet, I'll be favouring Arsenal out the two. I think that Man United are going to leak goals still this season. And I think that will happen on the opening day as well. But are they going to have enough firepower up front to then manage it in the right way?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with 2-2 here. I think I'm going to go with 2-2. I think that it will be a game where a lot of people will suddenly realise, oh, Man United really look like they're not the real deal, but like they'll look like a team not to mess with this year. And I don't think it's going to be as an easier game as what some people may think it's going to be. So, yeah, I'm going to go 2-2, I reckon, here. So I'm going to sit on the fence. So,
one player I am hoping to see more of this season is Kobbie Mainoo, because he was kind of in and out last season. He was injured, but he started off his United career so strong, and he looked so good for as young as he was. Well, basically walked into the England side. Like he was one of the first when Southgate picked. Was it Southgate who brought him in? I can't remember. So I'm excited to see more of him. But I don't want to. I mean, Jesus. I mean, what could a crushing defeat do for? I mean, if it's like 4, God forbid, like 4 or 5-0 to Arsenal or something, and just all that kind of goodwill and good feeling. I mean, obviously since the Europa League loss, but just with the players that we've signed for this season,
that motivation and hype,
and Amorim, in sort of introducing himself more into the club and kind of getting more ingrained and all the rest of it, and then it all just comes crashing down after a 4-0 defeat. It's just like all that kind of bad feeling and kind of the toxicity just comes rushing back from last season in an instant, So I'm really hoping for, but I do think United have it in them to win. It's looking a really good side now. Like you said, it's more of an Amorim team, so I'm hoping for good things this season, starting things off. Yeah, hopefully they win. 2-1. I'm saying.
He's getting so excited. I'm so pleased. I can't wait for that smile to be wiped off his face.
First time in a long time.
Oh my God, so mean. Why?
I mean, like, we love your rants.
It's because I said, I went for a Chelsea win. Never mind.
But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I could rant as well, but we'll leave it to Stu this year. But yeah, obviously we've now got to do our outright predictions for this season. Obviously, we've done our predictions for the where each team's going to finish, so we don't need to do that bit, but we do need to confirm who we think are going to be. So I'll go through the list. Who we think our top scorer is going to be this year. Who we think is going to be the first managerial sacking of the season. Manager of the season, player of the season, young player of the season, and the player who we think is going to be the one to watch this year.
Yeah.
So obviously it is quite a bit of a list, but we will get through it quickly. Don't you worry. We're a better place to start than the one where every striker wants to get, and that is your top goal scorer. So what do we think, lads? Who are we thinking is going to take?
Well, very quickly, I'm going to go with Gyökeres, and also another shout. If Isak does move to Liverpool, then I'd go Isak.
You can choose one.
Can I choose one? Gyökeres.
No,
Gyökeres.
no, none of this. Like,
well, no, I'll go Gyökeres. I'll go Gyökeres.
None of that.
To be fair, he did say Gyökeres first, so
yeah, I'll take Gyökeres.
He did. And then what we'll do, we'll keep that bit. So when Isak does get the golden boot,
exactly,
like, oh, no,
just play it back just to torture me even more. Exactly, yeah, that's how it works. Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So you're going Gyökeres, Stu.
This is a weird one because obviously, as any Liverpool loyalty, I'll be sitting there saying Mo Salah, but I for some reason when I thought of the cup, I thought Gyökeres. I just think I've got a feel as much as people are kind of downplaying him, it's like, oh, he's only done it in the Portuguese. How many goals he scored in Portugal? You don't sniff at that. That's a lot of goals. So, and these look promising. So, it would not surprise me if he does really well. I think it's going to be a close run thing this year. I don't think it's going to be like one person won the wave. I think it's going to be like a couple of years ago when it's like 3 or 4 players like on the same. It's like really close. I think this year. So, and especially with was it Haaland? He's going to be back. Like I got a feeling he's not going to be happy with just getting 20 goals last season. So I think he'll be letting it go. No, I'm going to get back to 40, 50 like he was last year. So I think he's going to be a bit more determined. So it's going to be interesting. But yeah, but wouldn't. But again, I would obviously it would change you if we get Isak. So I really hope that happens. Please let it happen, please.
So who are you going for? Sorry,
Gyökeres.
Okay. As much as I've actually said Arsenal to win the league, I actually haven't gone for Gyökeres though, because I think that the reason Arsenal will win the league is because all-round team's going to score enough goals that's going to push them through. He'll definitely be their top scorer come the end of the season, I reckon. But I'm actually going to go with Haaland. I think that
interesting.
He always hits well in the Premier League. He's always hit at least 20 goals. I do think that De Bruyne is going to be a huge miss for City, and that's the reason they're not going to be in the title race in my eyes. But I still think there is the creativity there for him to get the goals for the team. So I reckon it's going to be Haaland.
It's funny. I think it's a good shout. It's a good shout because I don't think Haaland will be on a lot of people's minds when it comes to top scores, or won't immediately come to your mind as who's going to be top scorer. Because I think more immediately people think of Gyökeres, Isak, and Isak especially because he finished the season so strong last season, and because now he's being touted by Liverpool. But yeah, be interested to see. But Haaland always scores. I think he's the top scorer currently in the Premier League as it is now, isn't he? With all the 20 teams, he has to be surely. So,
but what do you mean? Like, as in
all the teams and players in the league right now, like he's the top scoring player.
Oh, what do you mean, like new players? What new players come in last year?
All the players in the league right now in this new season.
No, that's a stat I've got to look up.
Like, I'm confused by what you mean. I think I know what you mean. What, the player that scored the most goals in the league out of everyone who's playing currently?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's Salah, I think.
Oh, it must be Salah. Oh yeah, Jesus.
Yeah,
never mind.
Salah,
well, he's up. Well, he must be up there anyway. Just cut this bit out.
I think he's second. It would have been Son second, but I think
but my overarching point was that Haaland I think is a really, really good shout.
Yeah, no, I'm sticking with Haaland. I did say Isak at the start when I went to put these questions out to us, but I'm now changing to Haaland because I think that the old situation at Newcastle, I don't see him getting at the end of this season. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But what about the first manager to be let go? Who do we think?
The temptation, isn't it, is to always go with one of the promoted teams managers. But I think it could be Vitor from Wolves. Just with the play, with losing Cunha and I think 1 or 2 others. I think they finished 17th last season in the league, didn't they? So they just escaped. I think Yeah, I think that he could easily be one of the contenders.
Okay, all right. So you're going with the Wolves manager. Stu.
I think my one. I think Carl likes one because he's not a fan disappointment, but Keith Andrews, I think, definitely be the first because he's not. It was a strange appointment, probably for the fact that basically he has no Premier League experience and basically he's just kind of got one of the best mid-table teams, and it's come out kind of nowhere. But yeah, I mean, I guess in most of us have put Brentford to back, but really struggles obviously maybe to go down. But yeah, I think both sides would be the obvious pick, but it'd be interesting to see what happens there. But then I don't know. I think I think he'd be the job box. So obviously they're going to find out quite early if he's going to be any good. And I think it'd be the same thing again, but just before Christmas, and then they'll get somebody else. But yeah, I mean, I think to be fair.
Who did Brentford play first? Oh, they play Forest. Ooh, Forest at home. Oh, yeah, it's going down.
I've actually gone for Daniel Farke. I have for myself. I think that Leeds. I don't see Leeds staying up with the team they've got. I think that they're really going to struggle from the get-go. I don't see how they're going to stay up, and I don't think he's a Premier League quality manager at all. He's a very good Championship manager, and that's it for me. I like to be proven wrong, but in this case, I think Farke is going to be the sacking. That's going to be the first one to go.
Yeah.
So yeah. Then who are we saying for? We'll go to the other end of the spectrum, the manager of the season. Here, what are we saying here? Who do we think is going to be that?
I'm going to stick with my Arsenal winning the league line and say Arteta. But I think with a lot of people with this award, I think with most seasons anyway, when it comes to who people would like to have as manager of the season, more so rather than the manager who ends up winning the league, I think people always like it to go to a manager who's maybe overachieved. So sort of like Eddie Howe at Newcastle, during that with a really good season a couple of seasons ago, or maybe like a promoted manager who got his team to mid-table or something, something like that could easily happen again this season. But I think I'm going to stick with Arteta.
I think I actually totally agree with that. I mean, I think the manager of the season last year was
it wasn't Arne Slot anyway. It was no, I don't think it was. It was was it Arne Slot?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think.
Oh right, okay, sorry.
Yeah,
and I personally think I agree totally with what you're saying there, David. I don't think a manager should win it just because they've won the league, because that might have been their expectation from the get-go. And yes, I know winning the league is the top thing you can do in the Premier League. But if that's what you was expected to do, then
I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm not saying they never deserve it or anything, but I just think football fans like to see it go. To see it go to
But last season, Arne Slot winning the league and then winning that, for me, that is right, because no one saw them winning the league at the start of the year.
He technically overachieved as well. Yeah, exactly.
And the way he did it as well. I get that, but yeah, I mean, I get it. We have it every year when when they manage the season. Everyone's like, I think he should get it. Oh, because he just got them from this place to that place, and everyone's get it. I mean, obviously, I think if I was going to put if I was going to go by that logic, I would say if Arne Slot wins back-to-back Premier Leagues, then he probably should win it. But I put the pick here just because it'd be nice to see, just because obviously I think Thomas Frank, I would like to see him if he win this season, because if he can get that Tottenham side playing a tune and then get where some of us have put him, I think Carl put him 5th, we've put me and Matt and put him 7th, that kind of stuff. So if he can do that, I think he should win it. But then again, that'd be the same thing as you said, is overachieving or doing more than people expect. But yeah, I mean, but if you look at it from if Slot wins the league again back to back, I think he'd probably win it. But yeah, but I don't know. Thomas Frank, if I was going to go an outside pick, but yeah, I would go Thomas Frank.
Okay. I'm actually Mikel Arteta was one I did think of, because obviously with Arsenal winning the league, what I've predicted, I can see that happening. But I've actually gone with Scott Parker. I think that if he can keep that Burnley side up, I think he can.
That is a shout. That's an outside shout.
He would then win the league.
Wow.
Win the league. win the manager of the season award, because keeping any team, I think, up these days in the Premier League when you've just been promoted is so hard,
almost impossible.
Yeah.
I think, it's an interesting shout. I'll say, I'll leave it at that. I think Scott Parker. I think Scott Parker would need to. Scott Parker, I think, to win manager of the season would need to get Burnley to like 10th or like top table, top half of the table, and like win a trophy or something to win manager of the season.
I think that I think for me anywhere above 50. Anywhere above 15th,
is an amazing season for them.
It's a very good season for them. That is a very good season. So okay, so now we're moving on to the player of the season. Obviously, this one's a bit more of a wider pick here than a manager of the season, because we've only got 20 to choose from. But so we're going to choose from a wide variety here. But who's your player? Who are you going to go for? Do you reckon?
Player of the season?
Yeah.
So I went for two players here. One of them, it's such a weird one because you really don't know. How could we possibly predict? You know what I mean? So, but it's just kind of. My first one is Palmer. I went for Cole Palmer. If Chelsea can have a really good, if there's every chance Chelsea can have a really positive season. Yeah, the squad is really cut down and they look really good. And obviously they won, the trophies that they did last season, which was, it was impressive of them, obviously, given where they started with Maresca coming in. But I think if they can, I think Cole Palmer could. I just have a feeling Cole Palmer is going to have a really good season again, much better than last season. So I threw him in. Another one I got is Zubamendi. Again, if I think, as I do, that Arsenal win the league, him in that midfield with Rice, I think could be really good. To be honest, I haven't watched any of their friendly games. I don't really watch friendly games, but from what I've seen, fan reaction stuff, he's looked a real top player, and a real kind of presence in that midfield. So just threw him in.
Okay. All right then. And Stu, anyone that you going to be a Liverpool player in it? It's going to be.
I mean, obviously, we're going to pick. Come on, it's not even asking. Obviously, going to put Florian Wirtz. Of course, I am.
Of course, it was.
I mean, as much as people like to obviously you said that was what the friendlies, but as much as people like to downplay how he was in that Community Shield game, everyone's like using negative stats as their positive ones. Weird, but he was the best player on the pitch, and it was just, and he hasn't hit his prime yet. I think when he gets the ground running, he's gonna alight the Premier League, I think. So, but yeah, I mean, the Cole Palmer thing, I definitely agree with, though, because obviously, I think ever since David put it in his player of the season, team of the season, and some guy put a comment saying, "Put Cole Palmer in there? Ridiculous." And then obviously he done what he did in the Conference League final. And then it's kind of justified his pick. Yeah, so I like that. So you're saying like, no, I'm gonna double down on that. Yeah, Cole Palmer's gonna win it. But yeah, I mean, if I was gonna say second, probably Cole Palmer's. I say, but yeah, first, I think he's gonna.
Yeah, another thing just about the Cole Palmer, just obviously it being a World Cup year. I think it's what it'll be interesting to see how the English players get on. And Cole Palmer will definitely want to get a starting spot in that team.
This is it. Well, we'll call it a hat trick then. I haven't gone for Palmer as my outright favourite to win the player of the season. I've gone for him in second. I think he is easily Chelsea's best player. He is definitely I would argue he's probably up there in the top 5 best players in the Premier League. When he's I think he's
at his peak.
Every player at their peak, I think he's in the top 5. I think you got Salah, Haaland,
Salah, Haaland.
Three. I'd maybe argue would be above him. Obviously, Florian Wirtz, we don't know what he's going to be like in the Premier League. I would like to see him do well. I don't think this is going to be his amazing season. I think next year will be his unbelievable season.
You could be right.
But my outright, I've said, is going to be Bukayo Saka. I've said, because I think this year is going to be the year where we're going to see stats that are going to shock a lot of people with Saka. That I think he's going to really like bump up his numbers, especially with Gyökeres in the middle as well.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with Saka this year. I think he's going to really bring it home. So yeah, that's what I want. I can't believe I'm saying an Arsenal player to win the season. I hope it's Palmer.
It must feel horrible. You know.
It makes me sick. Now I wouldn't be surprised if no one's got a young player of the year because it is under 23 years old. That player's got to be. So has anyone got anyone for that?
Well, speaking of Saka, who is 23, so I'm counting him.
There we go.
So I'm going for Saka, young player of the season. For pretty much just to kind of reiterate, echo everything you basically just said about him. I think he's great. And yeah, I feel another really strong season coming from him. Could be Arsenal's top scorer. So yeah, I'm gonna go Saka.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Stu, have you gone for the same?
No, actually. Well, because obviously when you said trophy, I wanted to go for like kind of young players that people wouldn't have thought of. Obviously, one I put was it if you don't want the Arsenal situation, Mark and Lewis Skelly, because obviously this is his first full season. I mean, first like kind of full, like everyone knows what he's about now. So it wouldn't surprise me if he has a good season. But I don't know why, just because of his performance, the one I'm going to go for is Adam Wharton, for Crystal Palace.
Oh,
yes, not bad shout.
And just before I did check his age. He's 21, so he's quite. He's on the cat. He's on the he's on 23, so it works in this category. I double checked just to make sure. But yeah, no, I just think it's because I think it wouldn't surprise me that he weighs. Cause we're all raving about this guy and obviously how good he was. I think still a bit of Community Shield is really good in that match. Well, I just think I've got a good feeling about next. It wouldn't surprise me to have a good season this season, and next season he'll be like the most sought after player, and so on the big top six will go after him because a lot of people have been talking about him for ages. And I just think he'll be more important for Palace, obviously depending on what happens with obviously losing their best players. He's definitely putting it more responsibility if you lose one or two more of their best players. But yeah, I'm just got a good feeling. I think this is his season. I think he's going to really prove that why everyone's ranting and raving about him. So, but yeah, I mean, it's a bit of an outside pick, but yeah.
I like that shout.
Yeah, it'd just be something. Obviously, technically, Saka, yes, by the definition of the age, yes, definition from the ramp. But I like the idea of like. We've had it before where I think it was like Ryan Gravenberch won it last year, and it's like, but he was in the player of the season. There should be like some sort of like someone that's not you wouldn't know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No, I agree.
So that's what so I made up that rule, and basically, and now I chose. That's why I went for him. To be fair, so yeah.
Well, the player I was going to go for, I couldn't have because I was confident with him. I was very happy with him. And then earlier, I thought I better check actually what the rule is for the Young Player of the Year. And the rule says, it's going to be under 21, but the Premier League does it as under 23. And I was like, great. I still can't have him then. Great, marvellous. And that player was Jacob Ramsey. I think he's going to be a really good this year. So I changed my mind and I'm actually going for Lewis Skelly as well. I think he's going to be another big player. I do. So yeah, Lewis Skelly I've gone for. I think it'd be fair to say that he's probably and could be by the end of the season the best fullback in the Premier League if he keeps on going at the rate he is. But yeah, I think he's very, very good. Fingers crossed. Again, I'm wrong and it's a Chelsea player. But no, I would say if I had to pick someone, it would be him. Yeah. I think so. But then the final one then, who is your player to watch? Who would you choose as your player to watch?
I've gone for I think it's been much discussed now already, certainly among City fans, but this fella Ryan Cherki, this winger that they bought from Lyon, is being much discussed and much raved about. I mean, stats like this always kind of annoy me, but 125 chances last season in Europe, third highest on the list in all Europe's big five leagues. So dynamic player, looks really, really good. He's only 21. But he looks like he could be really exciting to watch. I think he plays on the right. So I think he'd be the one. He'd be my one anyway.
Okay, Stu, you got someone you want to throw out there?
I think for me, I think for me is obviously a bit about the Zuma Mendy. I'm kind of curious to see, like, because obviously there's been this hype for this guy for the last 2 seasons, everyone trying to get him, and he's rejected everyone. And then obviously Arsenal finally got him. Like, want to see like if he's like worth all the kind of hype for the trying to get this guy. So I'm kind of curious to see like how how it works with the obviously Arsenal system. To see how but I think the player I'm hoping, or you might not see, I can't remember his name. Like, was it the young 16-year-old that plays Liverpool that's been like lighting the pre-season? I think it's like
it's been talked about on Sky Sports. I know the one you mean. Yeah, I know the one you mean.
I mean, obviously, I had to put a Liverpool player in there, something, because obviously that's why I watched that the most, so it had to be done. But no, I mean,
why not?
I mean, yeah, but if you look at like the guys, like 16-year-old, and it's like so quick, and he's so like some of the goals he scored in the preseason. I know it's preseason, but if he's going to be in the first team and we get him off the bench, I see him really shocking some teams next year. So I would say keep an eye on that. Keep an eye out for him.
He's going to play against Galatasaray and do his ACL in, and we'll never hear from him again until he's playing for Wrexham.
Let's hope that doesn't happen. Is it because we got him from Chelsea? Apparently, so maybe, is that why? Is that why?
I was like, what? No, not another one.
Oh god, yeah.
I mean, just personally speaking, I mean, I am very excited to see Sesko in action.
Yes.
Because we've just been crying out for like a proper 20-30 goals a season kind of striker. So very excited to see how he performs. So I'd probably go him as a personal one as well.
I've actually gone for Zubamendi as well. I've gone all out Arsenal with my players, but I think that Zubamendi is one player that I remember when Arsenal were linked with him, and I just thought, why do you need him? Why do you need him? And then I thought, you know what? Rather than sitting there going, why do you need him? I thought, I'm going to actually look at him in a bit more detail. And the style he plays, he's got such a patient way build up, but he's very forward thinking in such a way that I do think actually this guy could be the missing piece for them and a much better version than Thomas Partey was for Arsenal. So I've gone with Zubamendi as well. So I did think Wirtz, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was Wirtz either. Like, that's going to light up the Premier League. But there's a lot of players this year that I think the best league in the world. We are back. Like, definitely, I think so.
One player to watch. Maybe not for necessarily how good he's going to do, but just as it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. Is what was just announced recently is Grealish going to Everton.
On
a season-long loan, because I think if Grealish his career's on the ropes, if he doesn't perform well at Everton, that might be that. That might be the last we ever hear of him. It's like one, bad season, or kind of very uneventful season at Everton, and then he's off to Saudi Arabia, or he's off somewhere, where we'll never hear of him again, and that might be that, So it'll be interesting to see how they get on, or he gets on.
I think it's a perfect club to be fair, because obviously David Moyes would probably give him way more.
Yeah.
So like, I see what I mean. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be like interesting to see if like, are we going to get the old Grealish back? Or
exactly. If the spark is still there.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed it is, because it'd be lovely to see it. I miss that type of player in the Premier League for sure.
Oh yeah, just goals for stuff. Runs at defenses and just tries crazy stuff. Like just like. Hopefully, Pep hasn't coached it all out from him. Hopefully not.
We shall see.
Fingers crossed. Well, obviously, with that, I think that's about it, boys. But I did have a question that I did want to ask everyone, and I do want to hear your opinions down in the comments. And we may go over a little bit of it again next week, depending on the response we get. But the question is do you think that the transfer window in England, in English football, should be finished before the Premier League begins? So I want your comments down below, and let us know what you think, okay? And don't forget to like and subscribe, of course. But obviously, let's get to it here. So, David, what do you think?
I said in our personal chat, I said I would be a fan of it finishing before the season started. But then before we started recording tonight, Stu had a good point about that. I don't know if he wants to expand upon it, but just about, seeing your teams, just getting that chance to kind of having another extra games to players get off. You might need to get another player in, which I thought was a perfectly valid point.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it was because obviously, as I said before, like obviously before we recorded, like again they tried it before. They tried this. Obviously, they kind of like stopped it for like a season, and obviously it only lasted like 1 or 2 before we realised it's pointless to do if the other like the other leagues are not doing it. Because obviously, like if we're cutting it before, they can pick up players, and then like we can't replace them. But I mean, I think a perfect example, obviously, with that would be obviously from Liverpool's standpoint. Obviously, that Community Shield made us realise that we need to get a defender through the line, and you can only learn that from kind of competitive games. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you're like you don't want to have a situation where before the start of the season, the window shut, and then obviously you find out the first couple of games, we need a defender because obviously we're not as good. And then before you know it, you're screwed. But with it open until the end of the month, you've got like some 3 weeks to kind of fix the pot. So you can, like first 3 games, you can go, that's not good. Like like they were not playing the way I want, and you've got to put it in.
I know, but I think that's a good point. But I think again, the flip side of that is, if you can see after 1 game that you desperately need a player in a certain position, then you have not spent the summer well at all. Like, you've really not prioritized anything. Where after 1 game you go, oh no, we need a defender. I was like, well, what have you been doing for the last 3 months?
It's probably not what Liverpool's doing.
Sitting on the beach, go buy a player.
But you can expect it from relegation side, as it said again. Maybe we haven't scored a goal in the first 3 games. Maybe I just think it's better to keep it open, because obviously the only way it would ever work if you close it would be if you get the entire everyone in Europe kind of going, no, we're shut before our season, because then again they can pinch your play. They can. That's why they stopped it, because we kept pinching our players from the Premier League, and like, well, can we buy replacements? Well, no, our window's shut. So I get the instinct is to go, shut it, because obviously you want a settled team going into the season, but it's kind of pointless with the other leagues.
That is my exact reason. Like, for me, like you hit the nail on the head there. That is exactly what I was going to say when it comes to these transfer windows. For me, I would have them all stop at the same time. In all the leagues, they all stop at the same time. You get on with the season, and then you've got your winter transfer window to make in the improvements. Then I think it's not fair on some teams to go into a season and there's a player that is on that pitch who is still unsure as to where his future lies. For me, it's the perfect example of this is a player like Isak. We are going into this weekend. This weekend is the first Premier League game of the weekend, and we're still sitting there thinking, is Isak going to be at the club?
And guess who Newcastle play in game week 2?
And that's it for me. I think that I hope he stays. Because I think that Newcastle do deserve another season out of him before he does go. But obviously we know how football works. I think that how it's been dealt with isn't good by the player at all. But I think that if you shut the transfer window before the season even starts, then we'll know then at that point, right, you have a choice now. Either you aren't part of this squad, or you leave, or you.
So are
you agreeing with me, or Stu? You're agreeing with me, right? That stop it before the season begins.
Stop it. 100%. But like Stu said, if you're going to stop it, everywhere's got to stop it. Everywhere. Because you want to start the season, settled side, let's get going. And I agree with what you said there, David. If after 3-4 games, you've realised that, goal, like blind, we need a goal scorer, we need a defender, everything. In the nicest way, you've had over a month of a transfer window to get these
Yeah,
players.
get off your arses. Yeah, go buy. Yeah,
Get off
go
your
do your job.
Yeah, get off your arse.
Yeah,
I
stop
love
playing
it.
FIFA
Go
and go
on.
buy a player. Yeah.
What you could sit there and flip it, saying, "Was it? That's the beauty of the transfer? Well, it used to be anyway. Transfer deadline day, when it's like everyone's gone like, oh god, I need all these players, and all of a sudden it's like everyone's panicked.
I was never a
missed
fan of that. It's such a Sky Sports manufactured thing. It's almost like a holiday. I hate it. I hate it. Yeah.
But what about
yeah.
the tin white tie? What the tie, the yellow tie you
Or
wear?
Sam Allardyce out the window or whatever it is, like all the little traditions. Yeah. Do you remember the guy got the purple thing in his ear? No. Anyway.
My favourite one will always be Peter Odemwingie driving to Chris QPR, trying to force for a move. How embarrassing, and that will always be my favourite story.
That ruined his career. He was never the same after that. I don't know what that like. He just like, how do you go back to your club after that? Sitting there saying like, you know what, thinking, go like, oh, can I play again? They'd be like, no, jog on. You go.
You just wanted to leave.
coming out begging for that one, like coming back begging for your job back. It's like, no, mate, you're gone. Like, and to be fair, though, it kind of ruined his career because you haven't heard from him since.
This is it, exactly. But yeah, let us know in the comments. Let us know your thoughts on it. We'd really love to hear about it. But yeah, that's it for this week. Obviously, the Premier League begins. So I think we're very glad to all have it back. Let's see how the new signings get on. Let's see how these new squads get on, and let's see if we're actually going to do well in our fantasy teams as well. Like,
that's right.
That first pick is always the worst. It's free. Every transfer is free, but you just sit there and think, I've definitely got it wrong.
Yeah. It's torture. It's torture. Fantasy league. It's torture week after week. But
especially a week, was it? You know, it's gonna be like be the first day, for the day before, like, you know, the first game, and you're like, you think, oh, I'm settled. Then you like hear a transfer, or you hear something.
Yeah. You start tweaking, and you're, oh no, I'd like 6 or 7 iterations of the same team leading up to the first day. Okay.
It's like, in my opinion, players shouldn't get injured. Like when you put them in, that's
absolutely
not fair. Like, I put in Colwill, and I thought, oh yeah, he'll be my defender and everything. He's gone and then blown his ACL, isn't he? So he's out.
It should be illegal. It should be illegal for players to be injured once they're in your side and you've paid for them.
How selfish!
Yeah,
how selfish
ridiculous.
Honestly,
looking forward to it.
But yeah,
come on, Sunderland 3-2. Let's have you.
Yes. Right. Take care, everyone. See you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.